हाय एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक अगेन। अच्छा, चलें इस सेशन में हम बात करेंगे एरasmus मंडस स्कॉलरशिप पे। तो जी रीता, बताएं, इसको थोड़ा सा ब्रीफली इंट्रोड्यूस कर दें ऑडियंस के लिए। ये कैसे, मतलब आपने लिया, क्या रिक्वायरमेंट थी और ये कैसा आपका एक्सपीरियंस रहा इसको विन करने के लिए।
So basically, Erasmus Mundus program comprises of a lot of different disciplines and scholarships for those disciplines. So I chose the media, journalism and globalization track. There are so many tracks. Like if you're interested in policy making, environment, climate change, economics, like the the list is very long. So anything you want, you're interested in, just go to their website, like Erasmus Mundus joint degree programs. I think that is what if you put it in your search bar, you'll go there. And then you choose a program that is relevant to your skill set, your experiences, your future aspirations, and everything like that. And then you go through the application process. I feel like the application process was much more easier than other scholarships like Fulbright or Chevening or Commonwealth scholarship, because it comprised of 4 questions, but every application is quite different. So in my time when I applied, it was like 4 questions about why you want to apply for this scholarship, what will you bring to the program, and similar questions like that. I feel like to win the scholarship, you really need to convince them that you're going to be an integral part of the program, because of course they're investing so much money in you, so they really want you to be worth it, right? They really want you to have the relevant experience that will add a lot to the program and make it truly global, because of course it's not an inexpensive program. So तो मतलब आपको you really need to prove yourself कि हाँ, मतलब you have this relevant skills, you have the relevant experience, and you're going to bring into the program these different worldviews and these different kind of thinking that I think the people in Europe really cherish and appreciate, because they believe in learning a lot from other cultures, a lot from other experiences. So I feel like in order to win the award, you really need to make a point of what sets you apart and how will you be able to contribute to the program. So I feel like there weren't any interviews. So
Okay.
I think it's just the application, and then after 2 months you get an email whether you have been selected or not.
But you're saying that there are just 4 questions, but I know that those 4 questions are going to squeeze everything, every last bit of information from your body, because it's really, I mean, they seem like simple questions, but they're not so simple.
But
they evaluate
for this application, for this application, the whole trouble was that word limit बहुत कम थी. So you really, like, the whole art was to convey as much as you can in few words and as concise as you can. So I think the combination of both is very essential.
Okay. So इसको prepare करने के
What
application.
were the key points you mentioned? What were like the key points you mentioned? Can you just give us a little bit of idea? कि जैसे अगर आपने questions बोले हैं, थोड़ा सा ये सब जो apply करना चाहते हैं उन्हें शायद कुछ tip मिल जाए.
Yeah. So I think my tip for
why do you want to go for it?
Yeah, my tip for everyone who wants to apply is to do a very thorough research on what the scholarship is, what their objectives are, क्योंकि काफी scholarships के बड़े precise objectives होते हैं कि अच्छा, we want to work on environment, then you tailor your entire argument about regarding that. And like, I would also like the universities and the courses that they're offering. How does that relate to your future aspirations as well? Like I said, okay, so my interest is in communicating Europe. This was a course that was being taught in the Amsterdam track. And I said, my argument for that was, because I'm so inspired by the whole concept of European Union, how like this union brought together countries that were fighting for centuries. And like, that is why Europe is Europe today, because of this union and because they just let go of all the wars and everything. And I want to do something similar in South Asia. Like I feel like the problems that we have with our neighbors across the border are all man-made, are superficial, are all political. We are so much alike. I mean, I have Indian friends here and we have so much in common. Like, of course, we were the same country and everything like that. Our cultures are the same, our languages are the same. So it just makes me really upset to see this political divide that is really poisoning the entire continent, I would say. So like that is what I like. So I made sense like that. Okay, so this program is teaching this particular subject and I'm interested in doing this. So that is why I'm applying for this program, because it will add to my future aspirations. So I feel like this is one example of how you can relate your experiences
excellent
with what the
response.
university.
Okay. तो आपको कितना
I
टाइम
must say,
लगा
Rida, thank you.
अपनी
This is an excellent response. Yes, it's going to
of
help
course.
viewers a
If
lot.
I can help anyone, that would be like amazing for me.
अच्छा ये बताएं कि एप्लीकेशन प्रिपेयर करने के लिए स्पेसिफिकली टू दिस स्कॉलरशिप आपको कितना टाइम लगा उसको, मतलब कितना आपने उस पर सोचा, और मतलब एक ओवरऑल कंपाइलेशन कितना टाइम लगा, हार्ड वर्क एक्चुअली इन टर्म्स ऑफ एफर्ट?
I mean, it takes a lot of time and I've been applying for many years. So I was applying every year for scholarships. So, and I had a lot of friends who had gone to these scholarships who were helping me out. So I feel like it's a long process and you shouldn't get disheartened if you don't get in the first time. I didn't get in for the first 3 years of me applying for scholarships.
It was the same scholarship? Rida, was it the same scholarship?
I applied to this program.
I mean, were you?
Yeah, I applied to this program. I got in, but I didn't get the scholarship, so I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
I think I applied in 2018 or 2018.
Okay.
Or 2019. I don't remember exactly, but I didn't get in. Then I applied again.
So there's the hope for people,
I got
because
in,
most
but
of the people think that if you're rejected once.
Yeah. No, you do have a lot of options to apply again.
व्यूअर्स के लिए आई थिंक
That's
इम्पोर्टेंट है
pretty
कि
Yes.
जो आपने अगर स्कॉलरशिप पे इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो आपको एक एफर्ट पुट करनी पड़ेगी, और आप अगर उसमें पहली दफ़ा फेल भी हो जाते हैं तो यू शुड ट्राई एटलीस्ट वंस मोर एंड मे बी ट्राई से अपने आप को आप बेसिकली इम्प्रूव करें। आप देखें आपने क्या गलती की है, और जो इन्होंने बताया कि जैसे इनके कुछ दोस्त थे उन्होंने देखा है प्रॉपर के वो उन्होंने स्कॉलरशिप बेसिकली विन किया हुआ था, तो आप ऐसे कोई मेंटर ढूंढें जो आपकी एप्लीकेशन को रिव्यू करें, आपको फ्लॉज बताएं और वही आपको प्रॉपर गाइड कर सकते हैं कि आप इसको कैसे एक्चुअली इसको विन करें। तो यस, वेरी गुड।
Another thing I would like to add to that was I also reached out to, like, I went through the website of the journalism program, और उधर उनकी blue books होती हैं और उसमें information होती है for the students who went through the program. So what worked for me is I emailed the Pakistani student there and I was like, oh, hey, I'm interested in applying for the scholarship. Can you give me any tips? And then that was really helpful for me.
Yes.
So always reach out to people who have gone through similar scholarships, and you get an insight that you can't really get from anywhere on the internet. So that also helps.
Yeah, that's great. अच्छा रिदा, अगर आपसे कहें कि कोई 5 tips दे दें, if you're asked to give top 5 tips for getting into Erasmus Mundus scholarship, what would those tips be?
I think they really value what you've done in your life, like your work experience, your extracurriculars and stuff like that. So if you plan on applying for a scholarship, make sure you have the relevant work experience, and if not, you can always get that by coming up with your own projects or by volunteering or anything like that. They value everything in that sense. So I feel like the first thing is having the relevant work experience. Second thing would be persistence and consistency, because it's a very tiring process, and it's demotivating as well, and you're doing it while you're working or while you're studying or something like that. So it's important to take time out for it, but learn to enjoy it, because you're doing it for your future. So be like, oh yes, have positive associations with it. Oh, if I get in, I will be able to experience the time of my life. If I don't get in, it will be a learning experience. So there's no there are no losers here in the project. If you don't get in, there are other opportunities. It wasn't for you, move on to the new thing. Third, I would say, like, yes, always ask for advice, always consult people. That really helps. Don't just keep it to yourself. Nahi lagti nazar, बिल्कुल भी नहीं लगती, तो मतलब अगर आपकी नीयत साफ है तो कोई मसला नहीं है, कुछ नहीं होता, क्योंकि this is something that I think personally experienced as well. You know, when I got the scholarship, everybody was like, oh, just keep it to yourself, don't tell it to people because nazar lagti hai and stuff like that. And then when I went to the profiles, the social media profiles of my other students who got in, they all put it on their social media handles. Erasmus Mundus, incoming, coming soon, stuff like that. And I was like, इनको नहीं नजर लगती, ये गोरे हैं, इनको नहीं नजर, हमें नजर लगती. But I also started telling people because it might inspire other people as well.
Yeah,
so I was just like, I'm not gonna keep it to myself, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know, I got in and now it's my thing and I don't want to share anything about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is important.
Cool. Okay. Yes.
Fourth is do your research.
What about writing skills? Is there any? Yeah. What about writing skills, Rida? Do you think that writing skills
is there?
ChatGPT.
Yeah,
but still, its plagiarism is also there, na?
But I think like ChatGPT, I agree. But somehow, आपकी evaluation भी somehow companies they already started using the ChatGPT. What you wrote actually.
Yeah.
No, because वो कह देता है ना, अगर if you're going to put the stuff there, वो कह देगा कि yes, it is generated. It is a ChatGPT generated response. But yes, you can take. You can take help from ChatGPT. Yeah. I'm a fan. Yeah, you can take.
Yeah. In terms of technical writing skills, but I feel like you need to know how to tell a story because you're marketing yourself. So you need to be able to tell your story in a way that is compelling, that is inspiring. So technical skills, you can always ask someone to edit it as well, use the internet. There's so many resources. But the storytelling skill is something that you need to work on your own. And it's something very important.
Because we'll be needing that during the interview as well, no? It's not just about the written response, it's about the oral response also. It comes to that. One idea ho jata hai. Most of the people, they're unable to make it through the interview phase just because of the fact they don't know how to present themselves, how to communicate effectively. So that kind of, that becomes a hurdle. So ye wali cheez hai. Acha, so how was this whole experience when you landed in Amsterdam, right? And when you knew that you were, you know, the new avenue has just started. So जब आपने land किया और आपने वो सारी चीजें देखी, तो आपको कैसा लगा था at that time? And did this experience change you?
So basically, I landed in Denmark because it's a 2-year program. So the first year, the foundational year is in Denmark, and after that you get 3 specialization options, either in Prague, either in Amsterdam, or either in London. So I chose the Amsterdam one. So I feel like when I landed in Denmark, it was like, wow, it is like a Nordic country, one of the happiest countries in the world, with the economy thriving. You don't see poor people. You even like the culture of trust is something that they really take pride on. So when I landed, I remember I landed in Aarhus airport. So I wasn't in Copenhagen. I was in the city of Aarhus, which is like the second biggest city in Denmark, but it's not well known. It's a university city, so there are a lot of universities there. So I remember like the airport was really small. It's like a local airport, and like there was no one there in terms of security, in terms of airport staff and anything. Everybody was just collecting their own luggage. Everybody was checking out themselves. Everyone was doing everything themselves. And that was a bit like, I was like, what if, you know, somebody steals? What if somebody takes another person's luggage? Like that was the first thought that came to my mind. Then I was like, okay, when I got integrated more into the society, because all my dorm mates were Danish. So that is when, you know, I got to learn about the trust culture, how much they trust the system, how much they trust each other. It's a very homogeneous society as well. So their culture is similar. They don't have differences. They really take pride in being Danish. They really take pride in the government and the policies. So it was like a completely different experience. Like बिल्कुल ही different experience था, and it had its perks.
I've seen.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, cons as well. Okay, I've seen. I would just like to add one thing. I've seen some pictures where people are placing vegetables and fruits on the carts. There are some kind of carts which are placed like on the ground in the society, and people just place whatever is extra, like bread or fruits or vegetables, and they stay there unless and until someone needs those items. And this is something that cannot happen in Pakistan. I mean, they just place it there for the people, whoever needs it. That's it, because that is something extra for them. So this is something we don't experience here. I
think it's a bit unfair to draw the comparison, because again, it's like a very homogeneous society with 5.8 million people who have had colonial history, and like their economy is really strong to make sure that they're a socialist society now. And Pakistan being so fresh in its creation, and the population is 230 million people, and the education is not there. So I also used to compare the two, but then I was like, it's there's no comparison, because the whole realities are so different. The problems are so different.
Yeah, I just wish that this whole economic thing doesn't get the best of us. I mean, the things are a little, but anyways, that's a different kind of thing. Okay, what were the cons, Rida? You talked about the pros. Yeah,
the cons were also there. I feel like it's very easy to feel lonely there.
Okay.
As an expat, it's also something, because they all look alike. There aren't a lot of different looking people, I would say. So being like this brown girl from Pakistan was also something that used to set me apart. Like whenever I used to go to a mall or anywhere else, I was the only like girl from a different ethnicity. So that is also something like, okay, different. The cons are, yes, they're very individualistic. So the sense of community is lacking there. Like like not a sense of community, but a sense of being there for each other. I don't know, we're very selfless when it comes to like being there for people.
Is it like they're introvert?
Like they're a bit more
introvert kind of people who are more into themselves rather than not extroverts. Okay. Oh, that would have been difficult for you. I mean, specifically, you're such a warm kind of a person. I mean,
but I was lucky because my dorm mates were really nice. So they were very welcoming. They were very accepting of the differences. So I didn't feel like that at all. But I've like, after speaking to a few of my friends from other parts of the world, they felt like that, and we collectively felt like that. That was like one aspect. And I think they also say that it's not easy to make a Danish friend. Like, but once you do, then once you do, then they're really there for you. But I feel like मेरे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा जो difference feel हुआ था मुझे जाते साथ ही, वो everybody cooks for themselves and just like the portion that they're gonna eat, and that's it. Like nobody shares their food, nobody asks कि अच्छा तुमने खाना है, stuff like that. So that was very surprising for me, and I was just like, यार क्या हो गया है? But I used to offer every time, and by the end of my journey, I feel like they also developed this sort of a thing where they were like, oh, खाना है थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि I always used to offer. So I feel proud of the fact that I'm the one who kind of showed them how it happens in our part of the world.
Okay. So how sharing is caring. But that is exactly. I mean, it's a Pakistani norm, and I'm also proud of it that we tend to share things. Okay. So that's quite interesting.
Acha, yes. You chose Amsterdam over the Prague. I think Prague is also beautiful. So
and London.
Now you are.
London was also another option.
Yeah, London was also another. So now you are in Amsterdam. So tell me any good thing and any bad thing about Amsterdam.
I mean,
and Rida, also, why didn't you choose London and Prague? I mean, Prague ke liye to log get mad.
I mean, I think the program that was being offered was much more interesting in Amsterdam. It was research oriented, and it was political communication that I was specializing in. So it's something of my interest. The courses that were offered in London and Prague, they were more practical, and I've had the practical experience, and I wanted the academic experience, and that is why I opted for the Amsterdam degree. And I love the university, and I love how they taught the courses and everything like that. So I think I made the right choice, and it was like one of the best ranked university in communication, like University of Amsterdam. So I feel like it is recognized all over the world. So it was a good choice. The one good thing about Amsterdam is the canals, for sure. Like the city is so beautiful, and I love the city, the way it looks and everything. The bad thing about Amsterdam would be that I don't have any Dutch friends. Like it's so international कि मुझे मतलब अब मैंने क्योंकि डेनमार्क में मैंने Danish life experience की है because I was living in a dorm full of people from Denmark. But over here I have my studio, so I'm not like in direct communication with them. And even in my class there are hardly any Dutch people, and I feel like they keep to themselves as well. So I don't exactly know the Dutch culture, even living in Amsterdam for more than 7 months already. So I feel like that is lacking.
अच्छा रिदा, एक और चीज, तो इसका मतलब है जो लोग हमें सुन रहे हैं उनको हम ये बता दें कि वो कल्चरल शॉक के लिए रेडी रहें. चीजें बहुत सिमिलर भी हो सकती है लेकिन बहुत डिफरेंट भी हो सकती हैं, जैसे आपके लिए चेंज थी. इज इट
लैंग्वेज प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है,
यू स्टिल हैड द एक्सपोजर. हो सकता है कोई इंसान का एक्सपोजर ही ना हो और वो पहली दफा ही लैंड करे उधर, तो उसको कल्चरल शॉक के लिए फिर रेडी रहना पड़ेगा.
यार मुझे लगता है कल्चर शॉक इज नॉट ट्रू फॉर अस बिकॉज वी वॉच अ लॉट ऑफ हॉलीवुड एंड अ लॉट ऑफ लाइक यूरोपियन मीडिया ग्रोइंग अप, सो वी नो व्हाट टू एक्सपेक्ट. And in that sense, so मुझे culture shock नहीं लगा था क्योंकि I knew these things from consuming the media that is originated from there. But yes, like what was surprising for me was to see the difference between American culture and European culture. It's stark, like the difference is massive. Yeah. That was also interesting to see. Yeah, and I didn't know that before going. I thought like, oh, it's similar, but it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, but the point is that most of the people don't realize this, and you, I mean, had the whole exposure and everything, but not most of the people have that kind of exposure. Yes. So any last
then maybe
comments? Yeah. Like, keep on going.
Yeah, no, like that's what I was saying, that I think we have, the world has globalized so much that you no longer experience that because of the social media usage and because of all of that. But of course, like there are cultural I wouldn't say shocked, like I wasn't shocked, but I was intrigued and I was like, oh wow, this is different. So I was very accepting of the differences, and it was more of like, okay, what's the thought process behind it, what's the history, what are the differences. So that was like, I think, a bit different for me in that respect.
So people need to be flexible.
Yeah, for sure. If you're going to a different country, you need to respect their culture. You need to respect what they do, how they do it. You cannot impose your own ideologies onto them, which I feel is very important to recognize, because we don't like it when it happens to us. So why should we do it? And I would just say that for scholarships and for like, if you have big dreams, just follow them. Don't let people tell you you're not good enough, because I feel like, and don't let yourself tell you, because I was very hard on myself. I always thought that I'm not good enough, I don't deserve these opportunities, I'm not smart enough. But like, you really need to believe in yourself and know that there's so many opportunities out there. You just need to have self-discipline, have the motivation, and have the consistency to avail all of that is out there. And don't let your failures define you, because I also have a lot of failures right now. I'm applying for jobs everywhere and I've already gotten 2 rejection emails, but I'm not gonna let it define my course of future actions. So I feel like it's very important to know these things and keep reminding yourself of those things.
Yeah, true. Even Usman, he applied for around, I think he filled 80 applications and he
Oh,
reached out to 80 professors before he was selected by one
oh,
professor, right? So
Yeah.
oh,
that whole experience is quite tough. Rida, I have just one last question for you. When I met you, Rida is just like a ball. She's like a ball of energy. I mean, she has so much energy that you keep thinking that how does she manage everything? As I've mentioned in the introduction as well in the previous video, that she, mashallah, organizes herself really well, follows the schedules, and that is something I think lacking overall in Pakistan. So right now, my question is that how do you keep that energy within you? How do you maintain that? Because I'm pretty much sure that you also feel low at times. This can happen to every other human being.
Yeah, for sure. I have terrible days and I have good days and I have mediocre days. I would say the energy comes from the fact that I love what I do. So I really enjoyed like being at PTV and like presenting the state narratives and stuff like that. And I really enjoy like being here, studying the program and everything. So I think the energy comes from the fact that if you really enjoy something that you do, you get the energy. For applications, I don't have the energy because I don't enjoy the process of applying. So I
uh,
really need to push myself and I hate it and I dread it. But then I try to like talk myself into, saying that, oh, what if you get it? It's going to be so exciting. You're going to get all this money and stuff like that. So you need to keep yourself motivated. And if you pursue things that you really enjoy, then I feel like the energy just comes up. So I feel like that is the
great,
secret.
super, super. Okay,
I mean,
so
I mean, it's easy
that's
for you to
all.
say. Do you, Usman, do you want to add anything?
हाँ मतलब काफ़ी चीज़ें पता चल गई हैं, मतलब इनका काफ़ी माशाल्लाह एक्सपीरियंस था और अपना उन्होंने पूरा लाइफ का पूरा अपने खोल के रख दी अपनी लाइफ तो
Exactly.
इट्स वेरी अमेजिंग जर्नी आई थिंक
नहीं.
एंड विश यू बेस्ट ऑफ लक और फॉर वीवर्स के लिए दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे फ्रॉम आवर साइड और इंशाल्लाह मिलते रहेंगे हमारे साथ रहिएगा चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा इंशाल्लाह ओके टेक केयर अल्लाह हाफिज़ बाय बाय
Thank you.